Welcome, lovely folk. We are getting into the reading for Pisces here. I would like to start off by apologizing for missing the readings last month. I was not in the energy to provide them with clarity, so I gave myself some rest. I am ready now, and I thank you so much for your patience. And I also wanted to, not to bring attention to it, but do apologize for the band-aid here. I did slightly tear my nail in a, down. I'm not going to get into it. It was painful, and now I need the band-aid, so hopefully that won't be too much of a distraction. Alright, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. It kind of stopped there. Well, there's that. A few of these. This one, I'm definitely feeling that one. Right here. I wish you all could see more clearly, like, where the divots are, because that is where I grab from. Okay, so we have here Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. January, broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. I want to state with that, sometimes that's like rejection is protection. Sometimes that's a good thing for some wishes to not be granted. Imagine if we got all of our wishes. Imagine, sometimes we don't really know what we want. We think we know what we want, and then if we were to have it, being given what's it called, a wonderful life. Alright, ear, good news. We have happiness. Boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. We just had that with Aquarius as well. Vine, seek out information that will help you. Tree, affairs with your family. Beetle, good fortune. Younger woman, dealings through relationship with a younger woman in October. Okay. Oh, and I don't think I specified that I will be reading for the animal spirit. Did I even say what we're getting into? We have animal spirit, we have spirit song tarot, we have, I might clarify with Enchanted World Tarot, we'll see. These are the tea leaf, and we also have mystical healing reading cards, as well as always the charms. But we will be reading the booklet for the animal spirit, as well as the mystical healing reading cards. Alright, spirit guides and angels, please guide. There we go. Pisces. Okay, so we have golden egg. That's like a golden opportunity there. Scorpion. Yeah, I don't want to cover this. Where can we put this? And beaver, which it's a spirit card, a fire card, and a water card. And if I put these, they're going to be off a little bit. I always try to keep it balanced, but it's okay. it's good to practice every now and then, you know, to not have to have things perfect. I can get be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes, so it's good to sometimes face that. Oh my goodness, we did not read these. All right, so golden egg, we flipped right to it. Okay, message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. That's funny because it's very much so like Harry Potter, but also in your meditation I did get that nature, sun, feeling a little sore, rest and strengthening. Oh, stretching. But interesting you said that. Rest and stretching. Where is it? Oh, here. Baths. Spending time alone, rejuvenate. So taking baths is coming up again and might be a message for you there. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga, nidra, or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Staying open to any response you hear, engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. The golden egg in the 4th chakra. The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the 4th chakra. This chakra, I just kind of got to myself that it's chakra. This chakra called Anahata is the home of the self or soul. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. It's so beautiful. Okay, so next we have Scorpion here. Passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty, forgiveness. Okay, and lastly, we have Beaver. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The Beaver personality is a welcomed sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a Beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires for long-term, steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga, selfless service. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless, worn out. To bring into balance, physical labor, selfless service. So it's calling you to kind of, connect, maybe some community service, or like doing something that will fill your heart. We're getting a lot about the heart here, so like some heart chakra meditations would be beneficial. This could come back to affairs with your family. There needs to be some heart work. And I think in one of these cards it did say something about kind of a Scorpion working things out with others, like share how you feel. Of course, you will know your situation the best, and intuitively feel out what you are feeling called to do or say or what have you. Spirit guides and angels. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so we have here the High Priestess, but it's in the reverse. I think that is connecting so much to the golden egg here that this is really telling you to spend some time alone, go take a bath, something to really connect yourself, that heart work as well. Perhaps also your third eye chakra. Both of those might really benefit you because you're being called to like connect with your intuition and with your heart to move through this in a healthy way. It's having to do with your spiritual development as well. Alright, and then we have here 6 of Shells, sentiment, joy. So 6 of Shells would be equivalent to the 6 of Cups here. So yeah, I think you're healing some stuff from the past. You're healing your inner child. I think first focus on you. Take time to yourself, heal yourself, and then extend that out to the community or to your family. Because I'm being reminded, hurt people hurt people. And sometimes we don't even notice when we're doing that, if there's like sort of a reactive state going on there. So yeah, first focus on getting yourself in an energy where your emotions have been healed and dealt with, so that then you won't be triggered when you do extend yourself to say what you need to say or whatever it may be. Alright, and what was I going to say lastly? Okay, and for your challenge we have 8 of Crystals here, which is equivalent to the 8 of Pentacles. So it's dedication, progress, and we did see that with Beaver, that they are very dedicated. They may not initiate something, but they are very determined and dedicated to see it through. So this is something you might be struggling with, which is why calling on Beaver may be helpful. I don't know if I have, look out, perhaps I will do this as my next animal. But I do have power animals and different symbolisms as well on my channel. So if you want to go find them, they are in their own playlist there, invoking power animals, or there's also just symbolisms in general. But look out, because I'm feeling kind of called to making one for Beaver. Alright, and then we have 4 of Crystals, which is equivalent to the Four of Pentacles, which, you know, on the upright is about holding on to things, but in this case I am seeing it as sort of letting things slip through your fingers. You could be struggling with isolation, which I completely feel you. I go there myself, as I do have a Pisces moon, but also I'm just very all around. I have a lot of water in my chart, and so I very much so have to pull myself out of that shell sometimes. But it's not to say that you also don't need to take time for that. You know, taking a bath, if that's really coming in the most, is taking a bath. You Cancerians, I'm feeling all water signs benefit from this. I've always had a place where I go. It's actually funny because with Beaver here, it's actually a dam, and I would always go, well, I'm not near it anymore, but in my youth that was my water spot that I'd always go to. So perhaps that as well, like a good meditative spot near the water. Alright, so lastly we have strength here. So you are going to strengthen. That's funny that we did accidentally say rest and strengthening when it says stretching. So that might be something too. The fact that it came with that word, maybe stretching is going to really help strengthen you. But also perhaps, like, you know, doing strength training. But those are like in the literal sense, but you know, we also have the spiritual sense to think about here, in the mental sense to strengthen one's mind, which I think you'll do so by practicing things, and practicing specifically following through, finishing projects. I think you'll get a big boost out of that to take you to the next step and the next step. But being realistic with that, you know, really taking time for you to stand on your own, to take a bath or whatever it is that may help you to rejuvenate. And in that time, you know, also kind of recognizing, like, is this realistic? Are my goals realistic right now? And, you know, shaping them in a way that they're more attainable. Because with my Pisces moon, I completely do this. I can get ahead of myself. I can, you know, they say like Pisces can like get lost in fantasy or even expectations. So you might put a lot of expectations on yourself. And I don't even think it's like so much, like, I think we just sometimes truly think like, oh, we can do all this, like, especially if you have a Virgo placement as well. It's like, yeah, you just don't even realize that that's like not like that time exists, and that time, you know, is going to play an effect on that list of things to do. So, you know, managing that, managing your expectations, you know, constantly, like not constantly, but you know, often taking time to look back on like how you're planning things, and you know, practicing on how to make sure that they are not exceeding you in some way and making you feel like you can't finish things. You know, trying to make them more realistic. Alright, so we will go ahead and grab your mystical healing card. Spirit guides. Whoa, that came quickly. Okay, and that's quite befitting here. Just for Pisceans in general, create boundaries. I think Pisceans as like, that's kind of why what I had said about time can feel like an illusion, I feel like, to Pisceans, because while we struggle sometimes with creating boundaries with others, we also can struggle with creating boundaries for ourselves and for, like, you know, having, because time itself is kind of, you know, a boundary. And, you know, Pisceans are so used to kind of moving through things that time, and there, I mean, time is of course an illusion to some degree. Like, it's a measurement, it's not you know, sometimes it can change based on our mood or our perception, and I think Pisceans definitely go through that. And so that's why time can feel like almost like we understand that time's an illusion, and but it still is a measurement, a boundary that we do have to face, that we do have to realize if we want to, you know, be realistic and tether ourselves in some way, ground ourselves in some way, to truly attain, to truly be able to pull things from that wonderful hat that is Pisces, that ether, that you know, beautiful place where thoughts and dreams are made up. But then we have awaken your vulnerability. So if you are isolating yourself, definitely being called to get comfortable being uncomfortable and step out of that. We have 7 here and 3. Again, about you know, breaking down any illusions, any expectations, any you know, grounding yourself. Because I'm noticing here in this image how this figure, it's like, it's reminding me of the magician thing where they saw you in half. They saw the person in half, but it's an illusion, you know. They're not actually sawing that person. Their legs are up there. So it's like, you know, breaking through. It's like disillusionment, breaking through those barriers, but also setting barriers that will help you, if that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and read these. So 7. Create boundaries. Oh, and also that's with that stepping out of the world, taking time to connect with your heart. With the creating boundaries, like, you might be absorbing so much, so it's also just important to do that, to like be able to, you know, go deeper and, you know, disengage with all of the it's like important to be present, but, you know, the present isn't all the surface things, all the chaos that can, like, all the things going on all at once, you know. It's more so, it's a deeper anchor within that. Alright. Knowing when to say yes and when to say no. Knowing what works for you and what doesn't. So there's that again about the more attainable, you know, figuring out what works with you, how to make it your lists or what have you more attainable, your dreams more attainable. When to say, okay, and developing a healthy sense of self-respect is vital for your personal well-being. Be genuinely honest with yourself. Are you someone who has healthy boundaries with others? Or do you constantly disregard your own needs, well-being, and inner harmony in order to be liked, accepted, or approved by others? How often do you find yourself completely drained after trying to help or exchange another person without any consideration of what is healthy for you? Your body's vitality, as well as the state of your inner life, depends on your ability to tune into your inner cycles and listen to what uplifts you and what behavior leaves you drained and gasping for some kind of self-regard. So definitely, like, I think as a Piscean moon, I feel this like so strongly, that yeah, we definitely can struggle with boundaries a little bit, because we like feel other people so deeply. So there's like a thing here about grounding yourself, being practical within that, because yeah, you have to think of yourself too, you know. Action. Meditate on what it really means to have healthy boundaries. Where you value, respect, and honor yourself. Write down with whom or in which situations you lack boundaries and how this affects you, your life, and the other people involved. Start to treat yourself with more care while kindly taking breaks from certain individuals or letting them know how you want to be treated. Remember, only you can prioritize yourself and create a healthier life. Don't be surprised if certain people are not happy with your change. And know that that's okay. That's like part of establishing those boundaries is, especially if somebody's so used to you giving your all and like getting sucked dry, like they're going to like, you know, feel that changing. So there could be some kind of, but that's okay. That's something for them to look at within themselves. And you focus on you because you need to take that self-care for yourself. So 3, awaken your vulnerability. To be vulnerable with your feelings requires profound courage and a decision to break the hard shell of protection that keeps you separated, isolated, and afraid of others. Now I think as Pisceans also, it's like you protect yourself because and the reason you might isolate is because you absorb so much, and so it's like you're self-protecting, you go into that. So as you rejuvenate yourself and replenish yourself, then you will then you know, you can create, and as you create those boundaries, you will then feel more free to, you won't be held back by this isolation. But you have to just, you know, make a conscious choice to step out of that and to do those things, to practice those things, and then to go ahead and, you know, step out into the world, to show yourself, to do something that, you know, makes you uncomfortable. I got it in a different reading as well, but I'm getting rejection therapy. This wonderful guy on here on YouTube years ago did this thing called rejection therapy, and for 100 days he would ask somebody to do a completely ridiculous task just so that he could get a no. But he did have a few people, which kind of restored faith in humanity as well. He had a few people that, you know, would do these like odd tasks, and not in a weird way, like it's not manipulation. He didn't manipulate them or anything. He was hoping to get a no, but he, you know, was taken back and surprised that some people were so wanting to help and so kind that they would want to do the thing. And it was different task, you know, for each person, for each thing. So in this exploration, you have the possibility of discovering your most intimate, delicate, creative, surprising aspects. This may require you to develop more understanding and compassion for yourself and your life's journey, whilst at the same time moving past the pain of rejection, there we go, or abuse you may have experienced and which caused you to shut down. So definitely look into those rejection therapy videos. They're very inspiring. Like, I myself have struggled with periods of isolation, and of course sometimes you do need to take time to yourself. So it's not to say that you shouldn't have those cocooning periods, but you can get caught there. And so, yeah, look into those videos perhaps. I'll put up, of course, his name. Where did I leave off? Whilst it's important to keep certain people at a distance, there are others who are already in or about to come into your life. We got that in a couple readings, but just in the Aquarius reading as well. But there's one other reading that came through. These people can hold the space for you to step into a soft, honest, gentle exploration of your heart melody. I'm kind of getting like a mentor. If you refuse and keep suppressing your feelings, you will become exhausted, numb, frustrated, and cold. It's time to warm your heart. Interesting, we've gotten that a lot about the heart, but also golden egg specifically said about warming your heart. So again, with the bath, that reminded me so much of Harry Potter, that scene where he has the golden egg in the bath. But yeah, if you refuse, okay, we read that. It's time to warm your heart and start to be more in touch with what is happening inside your body. What pain are you holding? In your lungs, heart, throat, kidneys in particular. Take some time out, place your hands on your chest, become aware of how you are breathing into this area. Is it easy to breathe or difficult? Envisage that you have protective barriers around your heart. Now imagine that there is a purple flame in front of you. Play some music that touches you and start to slowly peel away those energetic layers. Place them into the purple fire until you feel more confident and open to share. Alright, so definitely some heart chakra work is going to benefit you. So look into that. You can do that meditation that was given right there. You can do mantras, there's a multitude. And also you can do things in combination, I like to personally do mantras when I'm doing chakra balancing, and I will try to envisage different colors as I go through the different chakras. And yeah, I also will hold a bead that I made with the different colors on them to help me, get in that place. But let's go ahead and get your turn. Wow, okay, just like the last reading, there's not a whole lot here. We have the turtle. So it's not to say to not still have those boundaries and protect yourself, but practice, like with that meditation, you're on your own. So it's like you're in a safe place to do so, to open your heart. And you can keep your heart open while still having boundaries. You don't want to put up a wall, but you can still have those boundaries, still have protection from those that you need to create those boundaries with. We have the key here with a flower. You hold the key to blossom. I'm getting again because he's holding a rose here, or this figure is holding a rose, and this trinket has a rose on it. So I'm getting about like a huge key in this is the disillusionment, is getting real. And then we have the violin here, which is very much so about that heart song. I just got a song, but it went so quick. Hold on. Okay, trying to think of the other song. I got the song from Outlander, the theme song for that, but I originally had gotten Sing Your Own Song, sing your own kind of music, appreciate your unique self. Alright, Well, I thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you so much for the likes, comments, subscribes. They truly help, and I am so grateful to have finally reached 100. I know that is, that first milestone. It's like there's still a good way to go, but I am just still so appreciative. My heart is singing with joy with that. So thank you. And I just want to thank you so much for being here and being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of your journey as well. Until next time, lovely folk.
you.